What is up, everybody? My name is Brandon Wadas, and you're tuning in to the first episode of Dominate Every Aspect, which is going to be my contest prep series. For the next 42 some weeks, leading into my first show, I will be doing an update every single week, which will cover what my macronutrients are, how my training is going, some training footage, and more importantly, some posing footage. So I already filmed this morning's posing footage, and right now I'm sitting at 194 pounds. So each week I'll update you on kind of the changes that I make, if any, and how things are going. So in this video, I did want to update you guys on my upcoming season and kind of the strategy going forward. I'm going to take a little bit different approach, and that's why I'm going to break it down for you guys. And I know I'm going to get asked a million questions about it, and I'm just going to refer everybody back to this video. So right now, I'm technically in my second week of dieting, and the game plan here is I'm going to break down my contest prep diet into 3 different phases. Phase 1 is going to be about 14 weeks in a caloric deficit. And then I'm going to raise my food up for 2 to 3 weeks, and then diet again for phase 2 in about another 12 weeks. So that'll be phase 2, will be 12 weeks long, and I'm going to up my food for another 2 or 3 weeks during phase 2. Closing into the show, depending on how I'm looking, I'm going to diet for about another 8 to 10 weeks, so that will be phase 3. The reason why I'm doing this is to ensure that, one, I don't lose too much muscle mass along the way. So during those weeks where I'm actually upping my food, hopefully I could regain some lost muscle mass, and it will give me a nice mental break. Now, I am being a little bit more aggressive during this first phase, although because I have more weight to lose during this first phase. It'll be a little bit easier. I'm not going to lose as much muscle mass. In my later stages, I will probably slow things down. The goal of my entire prep, I want to lose about 0.75 pounds on average per week. My goal weight is going to be roughly anywhere between 168 and 170. We'll see what happens when I get to stage, but that's where I expect to be. I don't really care exactly what I weigh. I care for more of what I look like. And the end goal, obviously, is to look as good as possible, but also be able to contend at the pro level. This will be my first pro season, so I'm interested to see where I really stack up. And the goal for myself that I set a long time ago, last time I stepped off stage was 2015 in May, was to compete in the lightweight class at the Worlds. So I not only want to qualify for that, but I want to try to contend to win. So that's my goal for 2018. Obviously, that's a very lofty goal, but I think I can achieve it. So hopefully you guys will tune in. Each week I'll have a brief video for you to look at, just so everybody can see my progress. Hope you enjoy the training footage and the posing footage at the end of this video, and I'll be talking to you guys there.
Alright, so here we go. This is one of my favorite movements. It is the horizontal chest press. I actually have not bench pressed in a very long time. I just get the best activation out of the flat press, and although I'm not using a significant amount of weight, here I'm training 20 plus reps, so I'm just really focusing on squeezing every rep and making sure that my activation is on point. One of the things that you're going to see throughout all my training is I basically go for pure activation. Here's another one of my favorite rear delt movements. So this is a rear delt dumbbell fly, and basically what I'm trying to do is just spread the weights apart, almost like I'm pulling a band apart, for those of you who have done band pull-aparts. So I'm doing them, once again, with a moderate weight here. It's not too crazy. I believe those are 12 and a half. For very high reps, this is really, really taxing, and this is one of my favorite rear delt movements. It's not my only one, but it's probably my go-to for rear delts. Jumping along with the push day, lateral raises. One of my weaknesses, I would say, are my lateral delts. So once again, I'm making sure that is under control. This I probably went a little bit heavier than I should have, just because it was time to up the weight. So I am using a little bit more momentum, so I'll just have to really keep that in check next week when I go back to this movement. And last, for my push day, I did hit a little bit of triceps. I don't predominantly do a lot of tricep work, but here's just one quick set, and it was cut short because my camera actually took a tumble, which was pretty funny, but I cut that out. Now for the moment that everybody has been waiting for, and this is my current physique. This week I was 194 pounds on average. I do take a weekly average instead of just a single day weight. It was actually up 0.3 pounds from last week, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. But once again, you kind of just roll with the punches. So this is what I'm currently looking like. I did make some adjustments, and I'll put those in the video as well. I did just decrease my macros a little bit. I did notice some visual changes this week, so I didn't want to make too much of a drastic cut. One thing, it was not too fun posing in the trunks when you're basically in almost full off-season form. Although this 194 pounds looks way better than my last 194 pounds. This happens to be the best lighting in the house that I have at the time. So hopefully, it shows my conditioning good enough of where I currently stand. Posing could, use a little bit of help, but once again, when we get that dialed in, when we start the cuts come in a little bit more. Sorry for the faces, but when the cuts start to come, posing will get a little bit easier. Just because when you're a little bit heavier, it is hard to see how everything is progressing. There I punch the side and almost fell over there. Obviously my posing can use some work, but this is where I'm currently at. My back pose is probably one of the ones I need to work on the most. It has always been a struggle for me, but I think it'll come along this year. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned and track my progress. So this will be pretty much how everything will be looking for the next 40-some weeks. There'll be some training footage, some brief talk by my part, and of course some posing footage to end. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be in for a wild ride. Crush it.